Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Huntington High School's production of It's a Wonderful Life, a radio play. We are thrilled to have you here with us for an evening filled with creativity, imagination, and storytelling. Tonight, we'll take you on the journey through the life of George Bailey, a captivating tale that promises to entertain and inspire. As you sit back and relax, we invite you to immerse yourself in the world of sound, where every character comes to life through the magic of radio. Before we begin, please make sure your devices are silenced and find a cozy spot to enjoy the show. Our performers have worked incredibly hard to bring this production to you, and they can't wait to share it with you. So, put your phones down, get comfortable, and prepare for an unforgettable experience. The show will begin shortly, and we hope you enjoy every moment of it. Thank you for supporting the arts at Huntington High School.
5 minutes to air. Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Haywood, Miss Applewhite, Miss Sherwood. This is your 5-minute call. Mr. Fillmore, places for audience warm-up, please. We are at 5 minutes to air.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a live broadcast of WBFR Playhouse of the Air. We thank you for braving the weather this Christmas Eve, and you'll be glad you did when you hear the story we have for you tonight. It's a Wonderful Life. Very good. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that this is being broadcasted live from coast to coast, and our listeners are counting on your reactions as a part of the listening pleasure. So don't feel shy and feel free to applaud, laugh, swoon, or cry just as loudly as the spirit moves. I'm getting the signal from our stage manager that we're going to be live on the air in no less than 3 minutes, which allows me to have enough time to introduce to you the fine acting ensemble we have for you tonight. You know him from Chick Carter, Boy Detective, and Cowpoke Romance, playing as George Bailey, the hero of tonight's story. I give to you Mr. Jake Lawrence. Arriving from Los Angeles and having completed filming of Dottie Goes Bananas, a Technicolor spectacle, playing as his leading lady, Mary Hatch, I bring to you Miss Ohio of 1943, Miss Sally Applewhite. WBFR Playhouse of the Air listeners have heard our next little lady, ranging from roles to Mother Cabani to Salome, and playing a small-town siren, Violet Beck, I give to you Miss Lana Sherwood. Soon to be co-starring with Margot DeMont in Paramount Pictures' new comedy, The Hit Chick, and playing as Clarence the Angel, here's Mr. Harry Jaspo Haywood. This is our amazing cast. And finally, host of Demos Are Fabulous, and here with you each and every night, I'm Freddie Fillmore. Thank you all for coming and enjoy the broadcast. All right, we'll be live in 5, 4, in Cabell County. This is WBFR Playhouse of the Air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, young and old, old and new. This is WBFR from Studio A in Huntington, West Virginia. I'm your host, Freddie Fillmore, and it is my pleasure to bring to you your stories this and every week on the WBFR Playhouse of the Air. Tonight, you're in for a real feel-good heartwarmer, perfect for any Christmas Eve. It's a Wonderful Life. We begin our story in the small town of Bedford Falls, New York, right here in the US of A, where a small number of people in the town are praying for their dear friend, a typical American dreamer named George Bailey.
Dear God, please look over my husband. George is a good boy. You know that. My son has always gone out of the way to get those hands. Now it's him who needs the help.
Help my big brother George. He's done so much for all of us. More for me than I remember.
I remember all the times he would stay late after work and not ask us to sing. The world needs more like George Bailey.
George Bailey never thinks about himself. I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for him.
I would have given up long ago. All I think about is myself. I must have taken the last that he
He had no sense of business about him, that George Bailey, just like his father. None of the Baileys were ever businessmen. It's his own fault he wasn't prepared for times like these.
I can't help but think it's all my fault. Help him, Father. It's me who's putting him through all this.
What's the matter with Daddy? Should we pray for him, Mommy?
Yes, Susan. Pray. Pray very hard.
The voices carry heavenward as Joseph, the superintendent of angels, summons Clarence, an apprentice angel.
You sent for me, sir.
Yes, Clarence, a man down on earth needs our help.
Splendid! Is he sick?
No, worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, he will be thinking seriously of giving away God's greatest gift.
Oh dear, his life? Then I've only, an hour to get ready. What are they wearing now?
You will spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Sir, if I should, accomplish this mission, might I wing my wings? It's been over 200 years now, and people are beginning to talk.
What's that book you've got there?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, sir. I was reading it when you sent for me.
Fine book. Well, you do a good enough job with George Bailey, and we'll see about your wings.
Thank you, thank you!
Now, if you're going to want to help George Bailey, you'll need to know a little something about him. Look, see the town?
Why, yes, a group of young boys sledding down a snow-covered hill and onto the ice. This is amazing.
Yippee!
Who's that?
That's your problem. George Bailey.
A boy?
Yes, Clarence, that's him when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happened to you that you'll have to remember for later on.
And here comes the scare baby, my kid brother Harry Bailey. I'm not scared. Come on, Harry.
You got this,
Yippee! Ow! Ow!
Oh dear! Harry's fallen to the ice!
I'm coming, Harry. Make a chain, gang, a chain.
Oh, so George's brother fell to the ice, but George saved him.
Yes, and ever since he's had a bad year, all that icy water, you understand.
That here. Yes, sir.
The next incident came a few months later. George had taken an after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore.
Mr. Gower, it's me, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, George. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Violet.
2 cents worth of shoelaces, Violet?
Well, Mary was here first.
Well, I'm still thinking.
Shoelaces?
Oh, yes, please, Georgie. I like him.
You like every boy.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Here you are.
Thank you, Georgie. See you later, Mary.
Made up your mind yet, Mary?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
Oh, I don't like coconut.
You don't like coconuts? Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from? Look at here. From Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
What's that you've got there? A new magazine? I never saw it before.
Of course you never. Only us explorers can get it. I've been nominated for a membership in the National Geographic Society. Let me get you ice cream.
Is this the ear you can't hear on? George Bailey, I'll love you till the day that I die.
I'm going out exploring someday, just watch. And I'm gonna have a couple of harems, maybe 3 or 4 wives. Wait and see. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight?
George!
Come out. Yes, sir?
You're not paid to be a canary.
Yes, sir.
Bye, George.
Goodbye, Mary. What was that piece of paper Mr. Gower just dropped?
It was a telegram for him. He learned this morning that his son died of influenza.
Oh, awful.
Yes, and that afternoon he spent drowning his grief in whiskey.
Mr. Gower, do you want something? Anything?
No.
Anything I can do back here?
No.
What's that bottle, Mr. Gower?
Never mind that. Take those capsules over to Miss Blake.
Yes, sir. They have the diphtheria in there, haven't they, sir? Is it a charge, sir?
Yes, charge.
Mr. Gower,
I'm getting going.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Gower,
What is it?
that bottle you used, you put something wrong in those capsules.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Oh, Mr. Gower, you're hurting my
Did you
sore
hear what I
ear.
said? Get out of here.
No, please, Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You got that telegram and you're upset, but look, Mr. Gower, look, what you used to make up those capsules is poison.
Poison.
Don't hurt my sore ear again.
Oh, George.
I just wanted to make sure, Mr. Gower. I know how you're feeling, and I won't tell a soul. Hope to die, I won't.
So, George.
Did he ever tell anyone about those pills?
Not a soul.
Did he ever marry the girl? Did he ever go exploring?
We'll get there soon enough, Clarence.
Okay.
When George Bailey grew up, he wanted to go to college. But there just wasn't the money. So he worked in the Building and Loan Association.
Building and Loan Association?
George's father was in the building and loan business, along with George's Uncle Billy.
George, what's the combination to the safe?
He wrote it down so you wouldn't forget.
Yeah, that's right. Where?
In your wallet, Uncle Billy.
Thanks.
Lovable fellow, just forgetful is all.
Who's that?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in all the county.
Peter, Potter's here.
Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey, Mr. Bailey. There is nothing quite as loathsome as family business. Now, Peter, you know why I'm here. I'm on a very tight schedule. A family to evict at 3.
Okay, here's the thing, Mr. Potter. I just need a little more time. 30 short days. I'll dig up that 5,000 somehow.
Have you put any real pressure on those people of yours to pay their mortgages?
Times are hard, Mr. Potter. A lot of people are out of work.
Then foreclose.
I can't do that. These families have children.
They're not my children.
Well, they're somebody's children, Mr. Potter.
Are you running a business or a charity ward?
Well, all right.
Not with my money!
What makes you such a hard-stone character, Mr. Potter? You have no family, no children, and you can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
So I suppose I should give it to miserable failures like you and that brother of yours to spend it for me.
He's not a failure. You can't say that about my father.
George.
You're not. You're the biggest man in town.
All right, hey, son, I'll talk to you tonight.
Don't let him say that about your pop.
Tonight.
What kind of business are you running here? Good God, man!
George worked for his father for 4 years, saving up enough money to see him through college. For that summer, though, he was going to Europe. He'd gotten a job on a cattle boat and was going to do a little bit of traveling. Old Man Gower gave him the gift of a great big suitcase. And on his way home from the store, he ran into his old friends, Ernie the cab driver, and Bert the cop.
Hey, Ernie!
Hiya, George!
Hi, Bert.
Hey, George, what's the suitcase for?
I'm a rich toss today. How about you drive me home in style?
Sure thing, Your Highness. Hop in the cabin. For the carriage trade, I put on my hat.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bailey. Oh, looks like you're ready to get out of here.
Oh, hello, Violet. Hey, you look good. That's some dress you got on there.
Oh, so thing, why? I only wear it when I don't care what I look like. See you later.
How would you like...
Yes!
Hey, Bert, you want to join us? We'll show you the town.
No, I better go home and see what the wife's doing.
Family man. George's bags were all packed and he was all set to go.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's hard to realize it's the last night in the Bailey boarding house.
Sure gonna miss you, George.
Oh, I'll miss you too, Pop. Hey, what's the matter? You look tired.
Oh, I had another tussle with old Henry Potter today.
Oh.
I thought when we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up on us.
I wonder what's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard anyway.
Oh, he's a sick man. Frustrated and sick. Sick in his mind and sick in his soul if he even has one. And hates everybody that has anything he can't have. Hates us mostly, I guess.
I wonder what Harry's doing. You see him?
Oh, he's been out.
Hey, George, how are you?
Oh,
Say, can I borrow your tuxedo studs?
Oh, yeah, Harry, help yourself.
Where are they? In your suitcase.
Oh, I'm not taking a tuxedo on a cattle boat, you know.
Say, where'd you get that fine piece of luggage anyway?
Ah, Mr. Gower, a going-away present. And soon enough, you'll see it all covered with travel labels from Italy, Baghdad.
Say, why don't you come to the dance tonight?
What, be bored to death?
Well, you couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. Hey, I've got to hurry.
I wish we could send Harry to college with you, George.
Oh, we have that all figured out. You see, Harry will take my place at the building and loan, work there for 4 years, then he can go.
He's really young for that job.
Well, no younger than I was.
You were born older, George. I suppose by now you've decided what you want to do when you get out of college.
Oh, well, you know, what I've always talked about. Building things, design new buildings, plan modern cities.
Still after that first million before you're 30?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
Of course, it's just a hope, but you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone, would you? I know it's early to talk about it.
Oh, I couldn't face being cooped up for the rest of my life in that shabby little office. I'm sorry, Bob, I didn't mean that remark, but this business of nickels and dimes and spending your whole life trying to figure out how to save 3 cents on the length of a pipe, I go crazy. I want to do something big and something important.
You know, George, I feel that in a small way. We are doing something important. We're satisfying a fundamental urge. It's not too much for a man to want his own roof, walls, and a fireplace, and we're helping him get those things in our shabby little office.
I know, Dad. I wish I felt that I've been hoarding pennies like an miser in order to... It's just... Most of my friends have already finished college. I feel like if I don't get away, I'd bust.
Yes, you're right. This town's no place to live if you aren't willing to crawl to Potter. You get yourself an education, then get out of
I'm
here.
glad you see what I'm talking about. Say, I think I'm gonna go on down to Old Main Street. You know, last night in town and all.
Have a good time, son.
Who's that?
That's Violet Vick.
The little girl from the candy counter?
Yes.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Vi.
Oh, what gives?
Oh, nothing.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'll probably end up at the library.
Georgie, don't you ever just get tired of just reading about things?
Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
Oh, not a thing.
Are you game, Vi? What do you say we make a night of it?
Oh, I'd love it, Georgie. Oh, what do we do?
Let's go out in the fields and take off our shoes and walk in the grass.
Huh?
Then we can go up to Stewart Lake. It's beautiful up there in the moonlight, and we can swim, and we can climb up to Mount Bedford and smell the pines and watch the sunrise against the peaks, and we can stay up there the whole night, and everybody will be talking, and there'll be a terrific scandal.
Have you gone crazy? Walk in the grass in my bare feet. Why, it's 10 miles up there to Mount Bedford. You think just because it...
Oh, okay, just forget about the whole thing.
Forget about what, George?
Oh, nothing, Sam.
You remember Mary, don't you?
Hi, George.
Hi, Mary.
You wouldn't mind taking her home, would you, George?
Of course not. Is that okay with you?
Fine by me.
Oh, gee, thanks.
So, George walked Mary home. Is that important, Joseph?
Well, I'd say it was, because even though she lived only 4 blocks away, it took them 2 hours to get there.
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? Dog, oh boy, just like an organ. Gee whiz.
Beautiful.
Oh, you know something? If it wasn't me talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
I don't know. Maybe I will. How old are you anyway?
18.
18?
Too young or too old?
Oh, no, just right. Your age fits you. Hey, look where we are.
Oh, the old Granville house.
Yeah, I gotta throw a rock.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
But no, don't you know about abandoned houses? You make a wish and then you throw a rock.
Oh, but George, it's such a lovely old place.
Oh,
I wish I lived there.
in there? I wouldn't live there if I was a ghost. Now, watch this. Huh, how about it, huh? Pretty good shot, huh? Broke a window, huh?
What's your wish, George?
Oh, well, not just one wish. A whole hatful, Mary. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy old town off my feet, and I'm gonna go see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Then I'm gonna come back here and go to college and see what they know, and then I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna build airfields, I'm gonna build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm gonna build bridges miles long, and hey, what are you gonna throw a rock to us? Hey, that's a pretty good shot. What's your wish for, Mary?
Oh, no. If I tell you, might not come true.
Oh, come on, Mary. What do you want? You want the moon? All you gotta do is say the word now.
Okay. The moon, I'll take it. Then what?
Then what? Then I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down, and you can swallow it, and it all dissolves, see? And the moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair, and then am I talking too much?
Yes! Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Who's that?
Old man Collins on his front porch.
Youth is wasted on the wrong people.
Hey, hold on. Hey, mister, come back out here and I'll show you some kissing that'll put some hair back on your head. You come back out here and...
George!
Uncle Billy?
George, get in the car quick. Your father's had a stroke.
What? I'm sorry. I've got to go, Mary.
George's father died that night, Clarence, so of course he couldn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was getting ready to go to college, the directors of the building in Loan held a meeting. They were going to appoint a successor.
Now, I want the board to know that George gave up his trip to Europe these past few weeks to help straighten things out here in the building and loan. It was greatly appreciated. We thank you, and you can go. I know you're anxious to make a train.
Yes, I have a taxi waiting downstairs.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to get down to my real purpose. I claim that this institution is not necessary to this town. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to dissolve the building and loan and turn its assets and liabilities over to the receiver.
It's too early after Peter Bailey's death to discuss chloroforming the building and loan. It was his faith and devotion that are responsible for this entire organization.
I'll go further than that. I'll tell to the public that Peter Bailey was the building and loan.
Oh, that's fine, Potter. Coming from you, considering you probably drove him to his grave.
Peter Bailey was not a businessman. That is what killed him. Oh, I don't mean him any disrespect. God rest his soul. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. And what does that get us? A lazy, discontented rabble instead of a thrifty working class. All because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir them up and fill their heads with loads of impossible hooey. Now,
Wait a minute, Mr. Potter. You're right when you say my father was no businessman. Why he ever started this penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But why, in the 25 years he started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy?
You got that right.
He didn't save enough money to send Harry to college, let alone me, but he did help a few people get out of your slums. And what's wrong with that, Mr. Potter? Why, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't that make them better customers? Doesn't it make them better citizens? Why, do you know how long it takes for a working man to save $5,000, and you say that they ought to wait before they ought to think of having a decent home? Well, wait. Wait for what? Wait until the children grow up and leave them? Until they're all so old and broken down that... Just remember this, Mr. Potter, this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. Because people were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're nothing but cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your hands on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, I've said too much. You're the board here. You can do what you want with this thing. Just one thing more, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have someplace they can go without calling the Potter. Come on, Uncle Billy.
Sentimental hogwash. I want my motion!
They're just coming out of the board meeting and I'll have to call you back. What happened, George?
All we heard was a lot of yelling.
Boy, oh boy, Matilda, you should have heard George.
Yeah, they're voting us down in there.
George, get out of here. You missed your boat trip. Do you want to miss college too? Don't worry about the board. They're putting us out of business, so what? I can get another job. I'm only 55.
You're 58.
George, they voted Potter down. We're still in business.
Whoopee! We're still in business. We're still in business.
But on one condition. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appoint me, but Uncle Billy here, he's your man.
You can keep him on, that's all right.
Look, I'm leaving right now, and I'm going to college. This is my last chance.
But they'll vote with Potter otherwise.
So George Bailey didn't go to college.
No, Clarence. He gave his money to his brother, and Harry went instead.
But what about that pretty girl? Mary.
Oh, George saw her now and then. Not very often, though, because she went off to school, too. Anyway, George waited for 4 more years for his brother Harry to get back and take over the building and loan. Then he could still see the world. He planned to work in the oil fields of Venezuela.
Ah, she blows! Say, Uncle Billy, you know what the 3 most wonderful sounds on earth are?
Easy. Breakfast to serve, lunch to serve.
No, anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles. Here's the professor now.
Well, if it isn't George Geographic Explorer Bailey. Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Nobody ever changes around here, you know that.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Say, where's Mother?
She's at home cooking the fatted calf. Come on, let's go.
Wait. This is Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Well, I wired you out a surprise. Here she is. Meet the wife.
Well, what do you know? Wife.
Well, how do you do? Oh, my kid, congratulations, Harry! Why didn't you tell somebody? Hey, what's a pretty girl like you doing marrying this two-headed brother of mine?
It's purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
Oh, he gets you and a job? Harry's cup runneth over. Come on, Ruth. Let's start ahead and leave the bags for the fellas.
All right.
George, about that job. Ruth spoke out of turn. I never said I'd take the job. You've been holding the bag down here for 4 years, and well, I won't let you down.
Oh, it's all right, Harry. It's all right.
And so, Harry's homecoming became his wedding party. Uncle Billy familiarized himself with the spirits.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I feel so good I could just spit in Potter's eye. I think I will. What do you say? Maybe I should head home if you just point me in the right direction.
Right down there.
Oh, that way, huh? Okay, old building and log pal. See you later. I'm all right. I'm all right.
George?
Yeah, I'm out here on the porch, Mother. I just thought I'd get some fresh air.
Well, how do you like the new sister-in-law?
She's swell.
Looks like she'll keep Harry on his toes.
Yeah, keep him out of Bedford Falls anyway.
George, do you know that Mary Hatch is back from school?
Yeah.
Nice girl, Mary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, stop grumbling. Give me one good reason you shouldn't call her Mary.
Well, Sam Wainwright, Sam's crazy about her.
Oh, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know that? Did she discuss it with you?
Besides, Sam is away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
I don't know about war.
All right. I'll go find the girl. Maybe do a bit of passionate necking.
Oh, George.
Bye, Mrs. Bailey. And by the way, do you want any books from the library?
The library? George. George, we're going to see Mary, you hear?
Hello, George.
Hello, Mary. I just happened to be passing by.
Well, your mother just phoned and said you're on your way to pay me a visit.
My mom called you. Well, how'd she know?
Well,
I didn't tell anybody. I was just went for a walk and happened to be passing by. What do you went for a walk? That's all. When'd you get back?
Tuesday. Would you like to come in?
Oh, well, I guess since I'm here. Say, where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
Oh, it's all right. I thought you'd go back to New York with Sam and Francie and the rest of them.
Oh, I worked there a couple of vacations, but I don't know. Guess I was homesick.
Homesick for Bedford Falls?
Yes, and my family and, oh, everything. Would you like to sit down?
Oh, I mean, I guess since I'm here.
Nice about Harry and Ruth, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Don't you like her?
Oh, well, of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general you're not enthusiastic about, huh?
No, marriage is okay for Harry and Sam Wainwright and you.
Mary! Mary! Who's out there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What does he want?
I don't know. What do you want, George?
Me? Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
You tell him to go right back home, and don't you leave. Sam Wainwright promised to call from New York tonight, didn't he?
Your mother needed. You know I didn't come here
Well, what did you come here for?
I don't know. You tell me. You're supposed to be the one with all the answers. You tell me.
Oh, why don't you go home?
Oh, that's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place.
Mary, the telephone. It's Sam.
I'll get it. Hee-haw. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, gee, it's great to hear your voice again.
Oh, well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. Say, there's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Hey, put him on.
Wait a minute, I'll call him.
George, he doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
He does so. He asked for him. George, Sam would like to speak with you.
Hello, Sam.
Fine pal, you are. What are you trying to do, steal my girl?
What do you mean? Nobody's trying to steal your girl.
Wait, I want to hear the both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
We can both hear you. George, put your head a little closer.
Okay.
There, that's better. We're listening, Sam.
Okay, so you remember that night at Martine's bar when you were talking to me about making plastics out of soybeans?
Huh? Oh, yeah, soybeans, yeah.
Well, my father's checked into it, and he's planning on building a factory right outside of Rochester. How does that sound?
Rochester? Well, why Rochester?
Well, why not? Can you think of anywhere better?
Oh, I don't know. Why not right here in Bedford Falls? You remember that old Tool and Machinery Works? Tell him he can get that for a song, and all the labor he wants, too. Half the town was thrown out of a job when they closed down.
That's so? Well, I think I'll tell him about it. Oh, gee, I knew you'd come through. Now, here's the point. I could have a really good job coming up for you. That is, unless you're still married to the broken down building alone. Hey, Mary?
Oh, I'm here.
You tell him I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime, you hear?
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Oh, give me that phone. Now you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any plastics and I don't want any job. I don't want to get married ever to anybody. You understand that? I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you're not gonna. Oh, Mary.
Oh, George.
Oh, Mary. I love you.
George, I love you too.
We'll return to WBFR Blast of the Air's live presentation of It's a Wonderful Life in just a few moments. But first, gentlemen, does your hair resemble a dried out bird's nest full of dandruff flakes? Do you plaster your hair down like a cheap gigolo smelling to high heaven?
What a stink!
When girls get the gander at the tip top of your noggin, do they go?
Ew!
Well, here's a friendly hint that may help you out in the romantic department.
Aww.
Today, why not try Brimble Hair Tonic? Yes, Cherie, you'll be brimming with success with Brimble groomed hair. A success with the gals and on the job. Brimble keeps your hair looking mighty attractive, always in place from a real sex appeal. Brimble Hair Tonic is lots more than keeping your hair handsome looking.
Brimble Swank Hair Tonic makes your filthy bird nest clean.
With glee.
A little dab will do ya. All the pretty gals will scream.
Oh my!
Not only will dames love it, your rocks will shout with glee.
Indeed.
Brimble Swank Hair Tonic, your dance will be history.
That's right. Buy some Brimble today. Your hair will thank you.
We are now taking a 10-minute intermission. In the meantime, feel free to grab some hot beverages or snacks and enjoy the holiday music. Thank you.
And now back to It's a Wonderful Life.
And so, George and Mary were married. After the wedding and reception, George's old pal Ernie the cab driver drove the happy couple down to the train station. Hey, so where are you two going on this year now honeymoon?
Oh, we're gonna shoot the works, Ernie. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda. The highest hotels, the richest champagne, the richest caviar, the hottest music, and the prettiest wife.
Here's the kitty, Ernie. $2,000. I feel like a bootlegger's wife.
So you're finally getting out of Bedford Falls, huh? Then what?
Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Oh, that does it, eh? Mrs. Bailey, I haven't kissed you
Hey,
since...
George, looks like something funny's going on over there by the bay.
Huh?
Looks like a run.
Pull over there a minute, will you, honey?
Oh, George, let's not stop,
Oh,
please.
no, wait a minute. I gotta see what it is. I'll be right back.
George, please. George.
What is this, Uncle Billy? A holiday? Why are the doors locked? There's a crowd out front.
This is a pickle, George.
All right, now what happened?
All I know is The bank called our loan. I had to hand out all our cash.
All of it?
Every last cent of it.
Holy mackerel!
And then I got scared, George, and I closed the doors.
Our charter says we need to stay open until 6 o'clock or we'll lose our license.
Bailey Brothers
Get
building.
me George.
George, it's Potter.
Hello?
George, there's a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
No, it isn't.
Do you need any police? Sometimes moms can get pretty ugly, you know.
We're fine.
We'll see. Now, George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close for a week and then reopen. I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I'll pay 50 cents on the
Oh,
dollar.
you don't miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen.
He just took over the bank, Billy. Open the doors. Just wait a minute. Remember that this thing isn't as black as it appears. I have some news for you folks. I've just talked to Mr. Potter, and he's guaranteed cash payments at the bank.
How about our money, George? Where's our money?
Now please, wait a minute. Wait a minute, listen to me. You're thinking of this place all wrong. The money's not here.
What do you say?
Now wait a minute. Let me tell you. Your money's in people's houses. In the Kennedy house, in the McLaren house, in your house, and 100 others. Now what are you gonna do? Foreclose on them?
I got $242 in there. And $242 isn't gonna break anybody.
All right, Charlie, all right. No, you'll get your money back in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
I got my money. Old man Potter's taking over the bank. He's paying 50 cents on the dollar.
Now, wait a minute, please, folks, please, I'm begging you not to do this. If Potter gets a hold of your shares, he'll be owning this building and loan. He's got the bank, he's got the bus lines, he's got the department stores, and now he's after us, because he wants to keep you living in his shacks and paying the kind of rent he decides to charge. Now, we can get through this. We just got to stick together. We've got to have faith in each other.
My husband's out of work. We need money.
I got doctor bills to pay.
Can't feed my kids with faith.
Well, how much do you need? We've still got some money. We've got $2,000 from the wedding.
Hey, Mary, hey, I got $2,000 here. Hey, this will tide us over until the bank reopens. All right, Charlie, how much you need?
$242.
Oh, Charlie, just enough to tide you over till the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
Okay, Uncle Billy, give Charlie $242. Okay, all right, Ed, now how much do you need just to get by?
$20, I suppose.
$20, now we're talking. Now, Mrs. Thompson, how much you need?
But it's your own money, George.
Never mind that. Now, how much you want, Mrs.
Could
Thompson?
I have $17.50?
7. Oh, bless your heart. Of course you can have it. Uncle Billy, give us $17.50. Pay it back when you can. Now, pay it back when you can. All right, who's next?
Look at the clock. Look.
5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 6 o'clock. We made it. Oh, lock that door, Uncle Billy. Oh boy, we're still in business, and we even got $2 left.
Bailey Brothers building in low. Just a minute, George. There's a call for
Oh,
you.
look, will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably at her mother's.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
Mrs. Bailey? I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife. Oh, Mrs. Bailey. Oh, that is my wife. Hey, Mary. Hello. Listen, dear. I'm sorry. What? Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore. Well, whose home is that? The Waldorf Hotel, huh? That doesn't look like the Waldorf.
Oh no. 320 Sycamore was the old Granville house. The one George and Mary threw rocks at and made wishes. Mary had prepared the house, including a turkey dinner, romantic decorations, even a marriage bed.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
Well, I'll be.
Remember the night you threw rocks at this old house? This was what I wished for.
Darling, you're wonderful.
Yes, sir, that's where they spent their honeymoon. That's where they started their lives. Mary turned the leaky old house into a home, and George toiled away at the building alone, providing houses for people like Giuseppe Martini.
Hey, Martini, are you renting a new house?
Rent? Ha! You hear that, Mr. Bailey? No, I own this house. Me, Giuseppe Martini, own this house. No more we live like pigs in Potter's feet.
We have something for you and your family, Mr. Martini.
George and I bring something for all the new owners.
For the martinis? Maria, come quick! Our first housewarming gifts! Bring the kids!
Bread, so that this house may never know hunger. Salt, that life may always have flavor.
And wine, so that joy and prosperity may reign forever. And to the Martini Castle!
Bailey houses were popping up all over the place, mostly by people who used to live in Potter's Field, and Potter had had just about enough of that. So after a couple of years, Old Man Potter decided to call our George into his office.
Sit down, George. Sit down. A cigarette.
Oh, thank you, sir. What cigarette, Mr. Potter?
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but what exactly did you call me in here for?
Oh, George, that's just what I like so much about you. You see, I'm an old man, and most people hate me, but I don't like them either, so that makes it all even. Now, you and I both know that I own just about everything in this town, except the building and loan. You also know that for a number of years, I've been trying to take control of it, or kill it. But I haven't been able to. You have been stopping me. In fact, you have beaten me, George, and that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones who kept our heads. You saved the building and loan, and I saved all the rest.
Well, yeah, well, most people say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George. The suckers. Now let's take a look at your side. 27, 28, making, say, 40 a week.
45.
45.
45.
Now, if you were some ordinary yokel, I'd say you were doing just fine. But George Bailey's intelligent, ambitious. He hates the building alone almost as much as I do. He's been dying to get out of this town ever since he was born. A young man, the smartest one in the crowd, mind you, who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Now, do I paint a correct picture, George, or do I exaggerate?
What's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is, you're the only man who's ever licked me. I want to hire you. I'll start you off at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest home in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple trips to New York a year, maybe once in a while in Europe. You wouldn't mind that now, would you, George?
Oh, would I? You're not talking to somebody else around here, are you? Are you sure you're talking to me? I'm George Bailey. Don't you remember me? The building and loan, remember?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has enough brains to climb aboard.
Well, what about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man! I am offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I wonder if you might give me 24 hours to think about it.
Sure. You go home and talk to that wife of yours.
Yeah, I'd like that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers, and soon you'll be managing my affairs.
Your affairs? No. The answer's no, doggone it. You sit around here and you spin your little web and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In fact, I'd say in this whole vast configuration of things, you are nothing but a scurvy little spider. Nothing, just talk, nothing. Oh, gee. Mary Hatch, why in the world would you ever marry a guy like me anyway?
Keep from being an old maid.
I was gonna see the world. I was gonna build things. I was gonna give you the moon. What have I given you? Not a new dress, not for months. You could have married Sam Wainwright, anybody else in town.
Oh, but I didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
You didn't even have a honeymoon. I promised you. Yeah. What?
My baby.
You mean Mary, you're on the nest?
George Bailey, lasso story.
Mary had a baby. A boy.
So what do you know?
Then she had a girl.
Don't say.
Night after night, George would come home late from the office. Things weren't doing well with the building and loan. Potter was really bearing down hard. Then the war came. Mary had another baby by then, but still found time to run the USO. Gower and Uncle Billy sold war bonds, Violet entertained the troops. Bert the cop was wounded in North Africa, got a Silver Star. Ernie the cab driver parachuted into France and became Harry. Harry Bailey topped them all. U.S. Navy flyer shot down 15 planes, 2 of which, right as they were about to crash into a transport full of soldiers.
Blah, blah, blah. But what about George?
George, 4F on account of his ear. George Bailey fought the Battle of Bedford Falls. Air raid warden, scrap drives, paper drives, rubber drives. On VE Day he wept and prayed. On VJ Day he wept and prayed again.
We're getting pretty close to today, aren't we, sir?
Yes, Clarence, you know just about everything you need to know about George Bailey that finds him down there at this moment, wanting to die.
Well, sir,
Well, today is the day before Christmas, and your Uncle Billy is at the bank to deposit a loan when he ran into Old Man Potter.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Henry F. Potter. Come to the bank to deposit some more loot, huh?
Sure, you old fool.
How do you like the news in the paper, Mr. Potter? Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal of Honor. Just can't keep those Bailey boys down now, can you?
Let me see that newspaper.
There you go. Sorry I can't chat, you old thief. Gotta make a deposit.
Good morning, Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, Horace. Here you are, deposit slip, bank book, and a very Merry Christmas to you.
You too. Say, you're forgetting something, aren't you?
What's that?
You want to make a deposit, right?
Well, certainly.
Well, it's customary to bring the money with you.
It's gone! Where did I put it? Where did I put that money?
Terrible thing, Clarence. Terrible. Uncle Billy couldn't find the money. The envelope with the $8,000 was folded up in the newspaper he had given to Old Man Potter. Just as Uncle Billy started to search for it, Violet visited George at the building and loan.
Oh, hello, Vi.
Oh, I suppose you're getting things set back at the house for the party tonight?
Oh, you know you're invited. What's wrong?
Oh, you see right through me, don't you?
How much you need?
Oh, I hate doing this to you, George, but I won't be asking for any more after this.
You're planning on robbing a bank, Vi?
I'm going to Manhattan.
Well, what's in Manhattan?
Why, everything's in Manhattan. A new start, at least.
That's a big step, Vi. What's the matter with starting a new life right here in Bedford Falls?
Well, I'll be. I never thought I'd hear that from you, George Bailey. I thought you hated this place.
I did, but this town has a charm of its own.
You should give tours, maybe.
I'm just thinking of you, Violet. Manhattan's a big place to take on your own.
I've made a decision. There's a train that leaves at midnight tonight, and I plan to be on it.
It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown. Start all over again. Here's some dough.
No, George, don't.
Oh, what do you want to do? Hawk your furs in that hat? You want to walk to New York? You know, they charge for rent and meals the same as they do down here in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
Look, it's a loan. That's my business, building and loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me.
Merry Christmas, George.
George!
Uncle Billy, what's going on? The bank examiner's here coming today, and I...
Today?
Yeah, once the account's payable. What's the matter with you?
The money, the 8,000,
What, Uncle Billy? What happened to it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was going to deposit it, and when I went to the bank, I didn't have it.
$8,000, Uncle Billy. The bank examiner's coming in town, and it's not our money. It belongs to the depositors.
I'm so sorry, George. I just don't know what happened.
The first place you look is in your coat pocket. I told you to put it there before you left.
Yeah. Oh, I'm no good to you, George.
Oh, let's go then. We have to retrace your steps. We'll leave no stone unturned.
As Uncle Billy and George searched for the money, Old Man Potter was visited by the state bank examiner, a Mercedes Vance.
The whole town's turned upside down with the Bailey Boys' homecoming. Congressional medal and all.
I guess they do things like that.
May I look at your paper?
Go ahead.
This is a deposit from Bailey.
That old fool Billy Bailey gave me that newspaper.
Well, you're going to deposit for him, right? Potter?
Oh, how could he make such a foolish mistake? Look at how much it is.
There's $8,000 here.
And, what a Christmas present, and he doesn't even know it.
Just a minute here, Potter. I know you've been giving the Baileys a hard time far back as I can remember. Why?
I don't know you any answers. You're just a state examiner.
Yes, I am, but I am unimpressed by you buying off everyone in town. Oh, with that sake, you can never buy the Baileys.
What?
You heard what I said. The Baileys have always stood for something you have always wanted and are so jealous of. They're honest.
You're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm state appointed. And what's more, I am not going to turn my back. This is stealing from the Baileys. Something like this would certainly cause them to fold.
Yes, and after 25 years, finders keepers, you know that. Besides, there's not a court in the county that would find me guilty.
We all know why.
How's your family, Sadie?
My family?
I know how little state positions pay. What would you say to a little Christmas bonus?
I want no part of this.
That's not what I've heard.
What are you insinuating, Potter?
I will not be turned down.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to pay the Bailey brothers a surprise visit. You'll see their records, they'll be short. You know the rest. Finally, the Baileys will be where they belong. Down for good.
I know just what to do.
Did you put the envelope in your pocket?
Yeah, maybe.
Uncle Billy, we gotta find that money!
Oh, I'm no good to you, George.
Do you have any secret hiding place here in the house?
I've gone over the whole house, even in rooms that have been locked ever since I lost your Aunt Laura.
Oh, listen to me, Dick!
I can't take anymore, George. It hurts.
Oh, where's that money, you stupid, silly old fool? You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy, and scandal, and prison. And one of us is going to jail. Well, it ain't gonna be me!
Hello, darling.
Hello, Dad. Did you bring the wreath?
What wreath?
The Merry Christmas wreath for the window.
I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just stopped.
Where's your coat and hat?
I left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing's the matter. Everything's okay.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. I bet I got 50 calls today about the parade. The banquet? Your mother's so excited.
Must she keep playing that?
Practice the party tonight, Dad. Mommy says we can stay up and sing Christmas carols. Can you sing, Dad?
Better hurry and shave, George. The families will be on their way soon.
Families? I don't want the families over here.
Excuse me, excuse me.
Have a hectic day.
Oh yeah, another big red letter day for the Baileys.
Dad, the Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Dad. Excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse you for what?
I burped.
All right, darling, you're excused. Now go upstairs and see what little Zuzu wants.
What's the matter with Zuzu?
Oh, she got a cold. Kind of coming home from school. They gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat.
What is it, a sore throat?
The doctor says it's nothing serious.
Was the doctor here?
I called him right away.
Is she running a temperature?
Just a teensy one.
Gosh, it's this old house. I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia. This drafty old barn! Oh, might as well be living in a refrigerator. Why'd we have to live here and stay around this measly, crummy old town anyway?
George, what's wrong?
Wrong? Everything's wrong! You call this a happy family? Why'd we have to have so many kids?
Dad, how do you spell frankincense?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Where are you going?
Up to see Zuzu.
Hi, Daddy.
Ah, well, what happened to you?
I want a flower.
Oh, where do you think you're going?
Want to give my flower a drink?
Yeah, give Daddy the flower. I'll give it a drink.
Look, Daddy, some of the petals came off. Taste it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, look. All right, now I'll paste this together. There it is. Good as new.
Give the flower a drink.
Now, will you do something for me?
What?
Will you try to get some sleep?
But I'm not sleepy. I love my flower.
I know, but you go to sleep and you can dream about it and it'll be a whole garden.
It will?
Uh-huh.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. The doctor says she'll be out of bed in time for her Christmas.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes?
Oh, let me speak to her. Hello, Mrs. Welch? This is George Bailey. Say, what kind of teacher are you anyway? What do you mean sending her home like that, half naked?
George!
Is this the sort of thing we pay taxes for? To have teachers like you, silly, stupid, careless people who send their kids home without any clothes on? Well, they're stupid.
Hello? I want to apologize. Hello? Hello? She hung up.
I'll hang her up.
Now, who do you think you are?
Wait a minute. Hello? Who is this? Mr. Welch. Okay, that's fine, Mr. Welch. Gives me a chance to tell you what I really think of your life.
George!
Will you get out of here and let me handle this? Hello? Oh, you will? Oh, okay, Mr. Welch. Anytime you think you're man enough to... Hello? Eddie?
Dad, how do you spell
What do you think I am, a dictionary? Janie, haven't you learned that silly tune yet? You played it over and over again. No, stop it! Stop it!
George, what are you doing?
I'm sorry. Janie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... You go on and practice, Pete. I owe you an apology, too. I'm sorry. What did you want to know?
Nothing, Dad.
What's the matter with everybody? Janie, go on. I told you to practice. No, go on, play!
Oh, Daddy.
George, why must you torture the children? Why don't you?
Mary.
Where's Daddy going?
Bedford 247, please.
Is Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Pete.
Shall I pray for him?
Yes, Janie. Pray very hard.
Me too?
You too, Pete. Hello? Uncle Billy?
So that's it, George. You're short 8,000 in the book, say.
Oh, please, Mr. Potter, I'll pay any sort of interest. If you still want the building alone.
You say it was lost. Did you notify the police?
No, sir, I haven't done that yet. Harry's homecoming's tomorrow, and I...
Why come to me? Why not your good friend, Sam Wainwright?
Get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
Oh, what security would I have, George? What collateral?
I have some life insurance. A $15,000 policy.
What's your equity in it?
$500.
And you want 8,000? Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You're gonna go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped and frustrated old man. But what are you but a warped and frustrated young man? Crawling in here on your hands and knees, begging me for help. No stocks, no bonds, no securities. You're worth more dead than you are alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much and ask them for help?
I'll do anything, Mr. Potter. Please help my wife and kids.
You know what, George? I will do something for you. As a stockholder in the building and loan, I'm calling the state examiner to get a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds.
Potter, please,
Malfeasance.
they can't arrest me.
Go on and run. You can't hide in a little town like this. Merry Christmas, George.
And now more from our sponsors. Are you sick and tired of careless driving because bug-spotted windshields dulled your vision?
That's so me. Oh my gosh.
Stop straining to see through a bug-splattered windshield. Dutch Toilet Cake gets to squash bugs off quickly. Easily, yes. Even when the sun has baked them into the glass.
Remember, you need clear vision as well as good brakes to avoid accidents. You'll find Dutch Toilet Cake leaves the glass polished so crystal clear, you'll hardly know it's there.
I feel so much safer when I clean my windshield with Dutch Toilet Cake. It leaves no dangerous oily film to pick up dust and make night driving difficult.
Dutch Toilet Cake, the soap of 100 uses. Box of Dutch Toilet Cake today. Keep it in your car. And now, the dramatic conclusion of It's a Wonderful Life.
Merry Christmas. Glad you called.
How about some of that good old spaghetti?
We've got everything.
Where's George, sir? Where?
After running out of Potter's office, he came here to Martini's bar. He's had a couple of drinks. Now he's just sitting there.
What's he saying? Who's he talking? Sorry.
God, dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and you can hear me, please show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way, God.
Are you all right, George? Do you want somebody to take you home?
Why are you drinking so much? You probably don't feel good. Let me take you home, Mr. Bailey.
Bailey? You say Bailey? Which Bailey?
That one right there is my good friend, George Bailey.
George Bailey, huh? Oh. And the next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. It isn't enough she's slaves teaching her stupid kids how to read and write. You have to ball her out.
You get out of here now. You get out. You hit my best friend. You get out.
All right, all right.
You okay, Mr. Bailey? Who was that? That was Mr. Welch. But don't worry, he won't be coming around here anymore. Let me get something for your face.
No, I'm all right.
Just don't go yet, Mr. Bailey. Don't go.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone!
All right, Claire. You hear him? That's what's great.
He looks like he's gonna jump.
It's time.
You there, have you got the time?
Watch your step.
Nah, thanks just the same. Geronimo! Help! Help, I can't swim!
Hold it, mister, I'm coming!
What in the Sam Hill's going on over here? This storm's not fit for man nor beast. Get out of there. Are you all right? Do you need a doctor?
No, I'm all right.
No, I'm fine. This underwear, though. I didn't have time to get anything stylish. My wife got it for me on my last birthday. I passed away in it.
Passed away?
Ooh, I see Tom Sawyer's drying out, too.
Who?
My book. You see, I left in such a hurry, I brought Tom Sawyer along with me. You should read the new book Mark Twain is working on.
How'd you happen to fall in?
Oh, I jumped in. I jumped in to save you.
You jumped in to save me?
Well, I didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
With what?
Suicide.
It's against the law to commit suicide.
Yeah, it's against the law where I come from, too.
And where do you come from?
Heaven.
What?
You see, I knew I had to jump in and start quickly because I knew that if I were drowning, you would try and save me. And you see, you did, and that's how I saved you.
Oh, that's very funny.
Your lips bleeding, George.
Yeah, I got busted in the jaw in answer to a prayer.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know everything about you. I brought you grew up from a little boy.
Well, what are you? A mind reader or something?
No.
Well, who are you then?
Clarence Oddbody AS2.
Oddbody AS2. What's
Angel.
AS2?
Angel, second class.
Hey, I'm getting out of here. You two might not need a doctor, but I do.
Here you go, my good man.
Hey, look here. Why'd you want to save me?
Because I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Ridiculous of you to think of killing yourself. For money, $8,000.
Yeah, just things like that. Now, how'd you know that?
Oh, I told you. I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about
Well,
you.
you look like about the kind of angel I get. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? Where's your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
Oh, I see.
But you can help me earn them, George, by letting me help you.
You don't happen to have $8,000 on you?
No, we don't use money in heaven.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting. Well, it comes in pretty handy down here, Bob.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, I found out a little late. Worth more dead than alive.
Now, see, you mustn't say things like that. I won't win my wings with that attitude. You just don't know all that you've done. If it hadn't been for
Yeah,
you...
if it hadn't been for me, everybody'd be a lot better off. My wife, my kids, my family, my friends.
This isn't gonna be easy.
They'd all be better off if I hadn't been born.
What did you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
George, that's wonderful!
Wonderful?
The idea you just gave me. You know what? You got your wish. You've never been born.
Never been born?
Exactly. No worries, no $8,000. You simply don't exist.
Hey, wait a minute. This ear of mine, say something else in that ear.
You don't have a bad ear anymore, George. You see, you're not the George Bailey you think you are. You're, well, you're nobody.
Oh, that's the doggonest thing.
Your lips stopped bleeding too, George.
Well, what do you know about that? What happened? I need a drink. That's what I need. What about you, Angel? Do you want a drink?
Ooh, I don't know.
Come on. We'll go as soon as our clothes are dry.
Our clothes are dry?
Hey, so they are.
That's funny. That stove's hotter than I thought. Well, look, let's get dressed and we'll stroll over to Martini's and then, oh, I'm sorry, I'll stroll, you fly.
I haven't got my
You
wings.
haven't got your wings, that's right. Yeah, a couple of drinks and we'll both fly. There's a place to sit down. Sit down. Oh, hello, Nick. Hey, Clarence, welcome to the best bar in Bedford Falls.
Bedford Falls? Don't you mean Pottersville?
Pottersville? Hey, where's Montini?
Look, I'm the boss here. You want a drink or don't you?
Okay, all right, double bourbon, quick, huh?
Okay. Say, what's yours, bub?
Oh, I was just thinking of mulled wine.
What?
Heavy on the cinnamon, light on the cloves. Off with you, lively, my boy, come on.
Look, mister, we serve hard drinks here for men who want to get drunk fast. We don't need any characters giving the joint
Oh,
atmosphere.
come on here, just give him the same as I ordered, he's okay.
2 double bourbon.
What about this place? It's all changed.
No, all of Bedford Falls has changed. You see, you got your wish, George. You were never born. You're gonna see lots of things you've never seen before. Oh, but would you look at that? Somebody's just made it.
Made what?
Oh, you see, every time you hear a bell ring, that means some lucky angel just got his wings.
What did you say?
Look, Clarence, I don't think you better talk about angels around here.
What? Don't they believe in angels?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, then why should they be surprised when they see one?
What?
Oh, don't mind him, Nick. He just never grew up. How old are you anyway, Clarence?
293 next May.
That does it! Out you two pixies! Out the door, out the window! Go on! Get!
Where's Martini? Will you
Well,
tell him?
Stop asking about Martini! He ain't here! Well. Look who decided to crawl out of whatever hole he's been hiding in.
Oh, hey, it's Mr. Gower.
Hey, Rummy, didn't I tell you to never come panhandling around here again?
George, look. Mr. Gower, this is George Bailey. Don't you recognize him?
Have a drink, please. Just one drink, mister.
Pinky, throw the Rummy out.
You got it. Oh, no, please. No.
Hey, Nick, isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist?
That's him. That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning some kid. If you know, you must be a jailbird yourself. Pinky, here's 2 more. Get them out of here.
You got it, boss.
Okay, look, Pinky, you have a very nice head. You have a really high voice. You got a cute face. So really, oh.
Here, let me help you up. The snow is quite cold.
What's wrong with Mr. Gower?
Oh, Mr. Gower doesn't know you, George. You see, you weren't there to stop him from putting the poison in that prescription.
I wasn't there. What are you, a hypnotist? Why am I seeing all these strange things going on here?
Don't you understand? It's because you were never born.
And then if I wasn't born, then who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean, no identity? My name is George Bailey.
There is no George Bailey. You have no papers, no cars, no forever card, no driver's license, no insurance policies.
Susan's petals.
What?
Susan's petals, my little girl. Some petals fell off a flower. I told her I'd fix it and stuck them in my pocket, but they're gone too. Everything's gone.
But you've been given a great gift, George. The chance to see what the world would be like if you were never born.
You're crazy. You're crazy as a bed bug, and you're driving me crazy too. Now look, I'm going home to my wife and kids. You understand that? And I'm going home alone.
All right, sister. You know the drill. Hands behind your back.
Get your hands off me! Why don't you bust somebody else for a change?
Hey, officer, where'd the building and loan move to?
The building and what?
The Bailey building and loan. It was up there.
They went out of business years ago. Now all that's left is this burlesque house.
Not too fast, cop, right now.
Hey, Byron, hey, listen, that's Violet Bick.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know.
I know that girl.
Yeah, who doesn't? Now get out of our way.
Taxi! Hey, Ernie, take me home. I'm going off my nut.
All right, where do you live?
Oh, now, doggone it, Ernie. Don't you start pulling that stuff. You know where I live. 320 Sycamore. Now, hurry up.
All right, 320 Sycamore.
Yeah, hurry up. Susan's sick.
All right.
Look, here, Ernie, straighten me out. Yeah, I've got some hot liquor or something. Listen. Now, you are Ernie Bishop, and you live in Bailey Park with your wife and kid. That's right, isn't it?
You've seen my wife?
I've seen your wife. I've been to your house 100 times.
Look, fella, I live in a shack in Potter's Field. And my wife left 3 years ago and took the kid with her. And I've never seen you before in my
Okay,
life.
just step on it. Just get me home.
This the place?
Of course, it's the place.
This house hasn't been lived in 20 years.
Mary! Mary, I'm home! Pete, Tommy, Janie, Susan, where are you?
They're not here, George. You have no
Where
children.
are they, Clarence? What have you done with them?
All right, hands up, the both of you.
Well, what is this?
Come on out here and no fast moves.
The bird, thank heaven you're here. The bird, what's happened in this house? Where's Mary? Where's my kids?
Watch him, Bert.
Okay, I'm taking both of you down to the station.
No, listen to me. It's that fella there. He says he's an angel. He's trying to hypnotize me.
Don't make me use my nightstick.
I hate to do this, but...
Run! Run, George, run!
Ma Bailey's boarding house.
Well,
Mother?
Mother? What do you want?
Mother, this is George. I thought sure you'd remember me.
George, if you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
Oh, Mother, please try to understand. Something's happened to me. I don't know what it is, but I need a place to stay. Please let me stay here.
I don't take in strangers.
I'm not a stranger. I know everybody you know. Your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
You know him?
Well, sure I do.
When did you see him last?
Today, over at his house.
That's a lie. He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business. And if you ask me, that's where you belong.
Here again, George.
My mother. My own mother didn't know me.
Strange, isn't it? One man's life can touch so many others, and when he's gone, he leaves a pretty big hole, doesn't he?
Look, I've heard of things like this before. You've got me on some kind of spell. Well, I'm gonna get out of it. I talked to Billy this afternoon. Now, how can he be in an insane asylum? I've got to snap out of this. Now, let me think a minute. Bailey Park.
There is no Bailey Park if you weren't there to build it.
We'll see.
Oh, this is Bailey Park. People live here. Oh, pretty grim.
This is where Bailey Park is supposed to be. What's this gravestone doing here, and why's the name Bailey on it?
That wouldn't be yours.
My father's name's on it. What's this other name? Why's my brother Harry sent me in?
Harry Bailey cracked through the ice and drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. He won the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. Don't you see, George? You really did have a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it all away?
No, Clarence, what do I do?
It's your life, George.
What happened to Mary, Clarence?
Mary?
My wife, Mary. What happened to her? I was never born.
I'm not really supposed to tell you, George.
I don't know how you know the things you do, but please, if you know where she is, just let me see her. It's all I need to make a decision.
All right, George. But you're not going to like it.
Where is she, Clarence?
She's an old maid, George.
Where is she?
She's about to close up the library. There must be some easier way to win my wings. Jeez.
Is the library closed?
It's Christmas Eve. Can't stay open all night.
Can I ask you something?
I should really be getting
What
home.
is there to go home to?
That is none of your business, sir. The library is closed. You can try back the 26th.
Mary, I'm sorry.
How do you know my name?
All I need is a couple of minutes.
I told you the library is closed.
Please, just 2 minutes. That's all I need. I'll do anything.
You sound desperate. I'll help if I can. What is it?
Isn't this town Bedford Falls?
Used to be, but that was some time ago. I wasn't very old when Potter was elected and took the town, along with its name, for himself.
So you do know a place called Bedford Falls?
I've seen pictures. Looked like a very nice place. Things have changed, but that's with the times. I have to go.
Oh, Mary Hatch. You live on Reed Street, a white Victorian. Your room's at the top of the stairs to the left. You have an older brother, Marty, and you live with your mother, Edwina.
How do you know all this? What are you, some crazy man? Stop it! I'm
Oh,
leaving!
you know me, Mary? Just let me touch you.
Get away from me! I'll call a cop!
Don't you know me? You must, Mary. It's George. Don't you know me?
I told you, I don't know you. Help!
Mary, please, oh, don't do this to me. Please, Mary, help me. Where are our kids?
What?
Oh, I need you, Mary. Help me, Mary.
Get away from me! Help! Help!
Mary!
Police!
Mary, it's George! Please, Mary, you're my wife. Clarence? Clarence, where are you? Help me, Clarence. Get me back. I don't care what happens to me, only get me back to my wife and kids. Help me, Clarence. Please, I want to live again. I want to live again. Please, oh God, please just live again.
George, is that you?
Oh, now get out of here, Bert. Get out of here. You come any closer and I'll hit you again.
What in the Sam Hill are you yelling for, George?
Come on. George? Bert, you know me?
No, I've been looking all over town for you. Where have you been?
Bert, I'm alive again, Bert.
Are you sure you're all right? Your lip's bleeding.
It is? Hey, my mouth's bleeding. Hey, Bert, look at my blood come out of here. What's your... Susu's pedals. Susu's pedals, here they are. What do you know about that? Merry Christmas, Bert.
You too, George. Get in the car and I'll drive you home.
You will? Oh, well, do that and turn the siren wide open. Merry Christmas, Bedford Falls! Hey, Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building alone! Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter! Yippee! Mary, I'm home! Have you seen my wife? Hey, what is this? These reporters say, Merry Christmas, reporters!
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
I know, $8,000, I bet, huh?
George, I got a little paper here.
I'll bet it's a warrant for my arrest. Isn't it wonderful? Hey, Merry Christmas. Where's Mary? You know, look at this wonderful old drafty house. Hey, where's Mary?
Merry Christmas, Daddy. Merry Christmas, Daddy.
It's Pete. Janie, I can eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for you with Uncle Billy. Daddy.
Susu, my little ginger snap. Oh, how do you feel?
Hi, Daddy. Not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge. Hallelujah.
Darling, where have you been?
It's Mommy. Mommy's home.
Oh, Mary, let me touch you. Oh, you're real.
Oh, George.
You have no idea what's happened to me.
You have no idea what's happened either. Quick, George, they're on their way.
Who's on their way? The police department? The FBI? The National Guard? I'm alive again, Mary. Listen. I'm alive again, Mary.
Okay, George, now you stand right there, and don't move. Don't move. I can hear them now, George. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Uncle Billy, everybody in here.
Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it, George! Mary did it! She told a few people you were in trouble, and they scattered all over town collecting money. Didn't ask any questions, just said if George Bailey is in trouble, you can count on me. You never saw anything like it.
What is this, George? Another run on the bank? Here you go. All right, line forms to the right. Mr. Gower, Merry Christmas. Miss Martini, step right up.
I busted the jukebox too.
Mr. Gower?
I made the rounds of my charge accounts.
How'd you think?
I'm not going to go, George. I changed my mind.
Here you go, George. $242.
I've been saving this money for a divorce. If I ever get a husband. Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry
Christmas.
Hey, Christopher, quiet, everybody. I have a telegram here from London.
Oh, London.
Mr. Gower cables, you need cash. Stop. My officers have instructed me to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw, and Merry Christmas from Sam Wainwright.
Hey, George, how are you?
Mary!
Mary, looks like I got here too late.
Mary, I got him all the way up here as fast as I could. The fool flew here in a blizzard.
Harry, how about your bacon in Washington?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it as soon as I got Mary's telegram.
How about some wine?
Good idea. A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Our boy George.
What's this book, George?
Tom Sawyer.
Look, there's an inscription.
Dear George, remember, no man's a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love,
Clarence.
What's that?
It's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy. Teacher said every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Acquaintance we forgot and never brought to mind. Should all acquaintance be forgot and days of old shine.
This has been WBFR Playhouse of the Air's presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. Please remember that the WBFR Playhouse is brought to you this and every week by Dutch Toilet Cake and Bremo Hair Tonic. Please stay tuned for a nice selection of holiday music. I am your host, Freddie Fillmore, and wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Good night.